guys, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Wednesday, June 1st. And so today, as I told you before, the grand Earth trine that used to be motivated to move forward and to move away from karmic journeys dissipates. Neptune no longer aspects the base of the grand Earth trine. So I believe what really peaks today is the fact that this mutable grand cross has been building, I think, primarily to today. Today, the degrees are about as tight as they're going to get. So we have this big push from karma to say, idealize, want what you want, think about what you want. I want you to idealize longevity. I want you to idealize the perfect partner. I want you to idealize what you desire. And you looked at the dark and the light in that. Like, for some of you, you really were like, do I need a partner that is something magnificent, or can I be satisfied with a partner that's just consistency? Some of us had to ask us this very hard questions, and for some of us that's really intense for us to be very, very real about what we did idealize. But the energy is now exact, so it has built up and it is at a very, very tight degrees right now. And so today the Sun in Gemini forms an exact square with Neptune, and then Neptune and Pisces it's just a teeny bit off of being in an exact square with Saturn. What this says to me significantly is that Neptune and Pisces is a big player. It's no longer in the sextile. It's really embracing this mutable grand cross. So it's really asking you to make some really realistic decisions. It's asking you to be optimistic, but it's asking you to stay grounded in your choices. Meaning you have to have a realistic perspective about what you're investing in. I think what could come up is the fact that for many of you, you may have idealized something that I think now you're having the epiphany that it is not something you want to follow through with. And I believe that the square happens in the realization that the duality of that situation. I idealize this outcome, but the reality is this is really what I'm looking at. And I believe that some of us have that definite conversation with ourselves. And it's a hard conversation. When you've got this mutable grand cross, it's a difficult grand cross. It's confusing. What is really happening is you've got energies from the past where karma, when we're looking at where we suffer, how we escape, how we idealize, and how we fantasize away reality. Like, we're having to really come clean to ourselves. This is an honest question with ourselves about the dualities that lie in ourselves and our external environment. So for some of us, it was we had all those questions about what we value. And then we had all that questions about stability and longevity. And now we're just caught up in this grand mutable cross that's pulling you in all different directions, saying, pick one. But it's almost impossible to do today because of this it's like the buildup is so extreme. I would definitely say that for many of you, this is just going to be you're moody for no reason, you're hypersensitive, your moods could shift, very erratic energy because of this pull, this energetic pull from the past and the present, from making powerful choices about moving forward, but from being stuck in the past. I think some of us have to let go of the past. Some of us have to stop being a hamster on a wheel. But for many of us, there's a resistance with that because, let's face it, doing something new is also scary too. And so then that, of course, adds a different dynamic. So I think that you may feel extremely sensitive to the energy that's swirling around you today. And if it's not with you because you've been in that glorious Earth trine, you kind of figured everything out and you're good, it's going to be with people in your life for sure, or people in your work environment. I believe that many of you have reached a threshold, and logic and reason cannot support what many of you are being intuitively guided to do. So many of people, period, especially in today's day of, we can find any kind of information we want, any kind of statistic, any kind of fact that we want that can back up the way that we feel, right? So we feel one way, and we've got YouTube videos, we've got tons of data on the internet, we've got lots and lots of statistics that support whatever mindset we're in. And so we can kind of justify where we're at. So for like many people were like, well, because I've loved an addict, I must be a codependent. Well, that's not technically so. Like, maybe you're just a good person, and maybe you have a kind soul, and maybe you are energetically drawn to people you have to heal, but that doesn't make you a codependent. But there's enough data, there's enough facts that say, hey, I'm a codependent. This is what I've always done. Well, maybe what you've always done has been a healer, but there's not enough facts that support this intuition of like, oh, there's something bigger, something more, fate, destiny, and these things can't be supported by logic. You know, they're from your gut, they're from your intuition. So what you're trying to do is do a couple things today. You're trying to heighten your intuition, or the energy is. You're trying to, the energy is trying to get you to embrace that you had these fated lessons and that you can stop doing them now. It also has to help you embrace the fact that, you know, there's something bigger, there's something out there, there's something that guides us, there's an energetic pool, there's influences that help us make some of these decisions. And I believe for some of us, that's a bit of a reality check, because logic and the people that you talk to don't always support these types of mindsets. So for some of you, it could be something like that. I believe that you may find it impossible to make a firm decision. Today is not the day to make firm decisions. You may and probably will change your mind, or be subjected to somebody changing their mind. Meaning, you start out and you need an answer now. Everything, crap is hitting the fan. It seems like everything is going in different directions. And so you're wanting to solidify. You're being compelled to solidify, because now we're just caught in the earth trine, which is not, you know, nestled in this karmic conversation. And you just want ease. You want to feel good, and you want some stability and longevity, because that's where you feel grounded. That's where you feel safe. And I think that this is all about, where do you feel safe? How do you feel safe? With who do you feel safe? You know, how are you identifying what you feel safe with right now? What's the conversation that you're having? Is it because it's something you've always done, and so for that makes you feel safe? Or is this, well, I don't like my life right now. I feel safe moving forward because I need to move forward in a positive mindset. I believe that you may find that you flip back and forth between the past and the present today, and that you may not be able to control this. This is a very mutable day. It's a very dualistic day. It is flooded with dualistic thoughts, and the way that energy is inconsistent. So it's so hard. We've been being pushed either to be adaptable or to firm up some of our boundaries, firm up some of our mindsets, and stabilize some of our foundations. And then we have all this energy that just kind of shakes, rattles, and rolls it all, and makes you wonder if even what you're investing in is a stable source at this point. I think this energy is going to compel you to move away from the past. For those that are interested in merging reality with hope, you can achieve consistency and longevity, but Saturn is going to square Neptune to do this. It is difficult to cling to a new concept. And there is so much past that supports, I don't know, failure. It supports suffering. It supports loss. It supports hard karmic lessons. Now, you don't have uplifting Neptune making this, you can just sugarcoat it. Like, you don't have that right now. You just have, I want to stabilize everything because everything is erratic. I want to have these firm conversations. You're either going to have firm conversations, or you're going to have like, I don't want to make any decision. It's just going to be a hot mess of a day. I deeply believe. So you're saying, well, what, you know, because I used to do positive vibrations and negative vibrations. I always believe that the positive vibration is anything that's like a sextile or a trine. And anything that's like a negative vibration is all this square mutable energy. This is a weird time because I don't believe that any of those are wrong. I believe that if we're squaring, it's fated, it's destined. We need to break away from a regimented belief system, or we need to be pulled in different directions for us to really hone in on what we want. So I don't believe that the negative vibe leads to something negative. I believe that inevitably all of this energy leads to the correct path you should have been walking on for a very long time. A path that has been pointed out to you several times. I think intuitively you know what that path is. I think intuitively many of you have had several lessons in this path, but somehow have strayed off or been influenced to stray off, or have been or chose not to do anything about it because it would require a lot of work and a lot of change. When Saturn squares Neptune, I think a reality check is inevitable. This is about reality. What is your real current situation? Are you investing in the right people, in the right situations, in the right mindsets? If you're not, I think a past situation or a past mindset is going to be brought forth. And I believe that this is an area that I think that this reality check will make you understand that you need to change. Inevitably, I don't think it's going to be like, epiphany, I'm going to change it today. Like, I believe that you're going to be like, same thing keeps coming up and I keep having the same issues, and you keep going through that. I think for now you will see that I think that if you're applying logic and you're not using your intuition in this energy with all of this past reflection, the past and the present and all of this isn't all about logic. Yes, it is about learning. Yes, it is about the elevated mindset, embracing the day-to-day thinking and really making up some powerful routines and rituals that support stability. I believe it's all that, but I believe that more importantly, I believe that if you're just applying logic, just applying the Gemini mindset, you're gonna have such extremes and such duality because you're wanting to find logic in situations that are fated, that are karmic, that are bigger than you, that you're being guided to see by something bigger than you. I believe that the mutable Grand Cross is the dominant energy today. So and again, it doesn't mean that it's negative. It just means, hey, let's pull me in some extremes and I'll be like, dude, I don't want to do any of that. So here's where I want to firm up my mindsets. I believe that although there is still a grand earth trine in this energy, it will just simply inspire you to want to have stability because that's where the ease is. So what you're going to have is all of this extreme energy pushing you over here, but then over there is this really cool, laid back, stable energy. Now, some of you are going to need that high and need that extreme to get off on today. And some of you are going to be like, I was kind of digging the stable energy. I think I'm going to go lay around over here where nothing's going on. I'm not making any erratic changes. I'm maybe taking my time on thinking things out, like I'm not making any quick decisions because I don't got to. Where over here, it's like, I'm going to make a decision here and then, whoops, wait a minute. A half an hour later, my mind changes because I'm trying to force energy to be what I want it to be, logical and reasonable in energy that there's no possibility. Tomorrow is a better day. We get one more sweet kiss from Neptune and Pisces before it dissipates for the rest of June. And this sweet kiss is going to, so you're going to have one day where everything firms up and builds up on on Tuesday. And it's going to be this intense. Do you want to walk away from karmic fated paths? Here's the positive energy if you do. Here's the creative solutions. And then Neptune is going to sneak away. It's going to slip away for a minute. And then it's going to give you this erratic, crazy, either trine but both definite extremes. And then Neptune's going to give you a sweet little kiss again. And it's going to say, wait a minute. Believe me, there's something more, there's something bigger for you. Anyhow, thank you guys so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again tomorrow.